This next recipe we're going to do is a really nice, gentle way of cooking fish, and it's called planking. So all we have to do is we have taken this trout, one of the bigger ones we caught today, and we butterflied it open like that, and we're just going to nail it to the plank here, and this kind of just going to sit gently by the fire here, and we've got some very nice kind of caper seasoned butter, which is just going to keep basting it with, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. But before we actually nail it down, we just need to put some aromatics behind it. So I'm just going to transfer that onto that board, and then over here. So here we've got a few different aromatics. We've got some wild stuff, we've got some not so wild stuff. So first things we're going to use, which we like to use as backing, is some stinging nettles. So you use that just because it kind of protects the board a little bit. I'm just going to stick those there. Then we've got these, which we're actually going to put within the bundle of aromatics we've got. Now these are just old sort of fennel stalks, which obviously they're quite likely to go up if they get direct contact with fire. So if we bury them nice and deep within all the wet stuff, they should hold. We've also got here, got some yarrow, which is a wild plant, which is very nice, which kind of has sort of slight cucumberness to it, but also kind of quite a sort of aromatic notes to it as well. We've got some fennel, which we're just going to put in there as well. And then you just kind of keep layering it all up. We've also got to add a bit of moisture, which is always very nice as well. A few slices of lemon. And this is all going to help to sort of gently flavour the fish as it cooks. Also got some sage, which will be very nice. So we just tear that up, stick that in as well. We've got some rosemary. So that's the thing, don't be too shy with it. Stick it all in there. And finally, we've got some bay leaves, which we're going to pull off and stick through that as well. Bay and fish, match made in heaven. And then finally, just top it off, we've got some dill, which we're just going to scatter over there as well. So all lots of very nice things that fish really enjoys while it's being cooked. Now, we're going to take the fish and then just lay it over the top like that. I'll have to remove one or two bits. And then start with the head. Take your axe, works as a good hammer. Nail that on. Then basically what we have to do is put these down through the side. So stick another one in through here. Got the last one to put in, just going to stick in the middle, give it a bit more support. And then, now ideally what you want to do, the wind's kind of swirling about a bit, but ideally what you want to have it is so the wind is basically blowing the heat and the smoke towards the fish. But as you can see, the smoke is kind of a bit everywhere. But before we stick it up, we've got this caper butter emulsion that we put together. We're just going to drizzle a little over it to begin with, get it working, and then just keep that warm by the fire there. Take our Y-shaped sticks out, and then stick our planked fish up here and leave it to do its thing. So there we go. Very pretty. This is our lovely oak planked trout, which we caught in the river earlier on. Lovely, lovely brownie. We've literally just had it, just slow cooking up against the side of the fire. You can see at the moment, doesn't look all that pretty, but that's the way. It's about serving it nice and rustic and how it should be. You can see where the underneath here, if we just lift that up, how our lovely aromatics have sort of gently kind of crisped up, and obviously put some flavouring into that. Just before we prep it, we're going to basically tart it up. So first off, if we can gently lift off all those bones there, just ease that off, all that lovely flesh there. So I'm just going to stick that on the fire. So really it's kind of the way in which this dish is kind of served is very kind of rough and ready. So we're just going to pick off all these bones, and it's very much a sharing platter. So this is the kind of thing that you send someone back to camp with the fish to get cooked whilst the rest of you fish on, and then you come back to this awesome planked fish, and then to finish it off, really simple, it's already stuck to the board. We'll just finish it off with a bit of that butter that we put on earlier on. Butter and fish, match made in heaven. And then it's always worth, when you do kind of fishing trips or any kind of hunting trips, stuff like that, we always have a big back stock of different like pickled things, stuff like that. So I've got some mustard seed caviar here, which we're just going to drizzle over the top, which is just a very, oh, my mouth's watering already. So we're just going to drizzle a bit of this over, and then, so what's always good to have a good stock of pickles. We're going to then take out, we've got some pickled fennel here, which is actually sweet pickled fennel. So we're just going to kind of dress a bit of this over the top as well. And this is very much a dish that everyone just gets kind of forks out and just gets stuck in. All you have to do is make a lovely potato salad and plonk that at the end there with a spoon, give everyone a fork, and off you go. So potato salad, very straightforward, which we did is just some little new potatoes, boiled them for like about 10 minutes, took them out, we did some quick pickled red onion, we put some celery through it, which gives it a nice bit of crunch, some dill, some whole grain mustard, and a bit of salt and pepper. There you go, there's lunch. So I'm just gonna, quality control is such an important thing. Proper roasted, buttery, smoky. Oh, I must have a bit of this too. Takes a bit of time, but it's so well worth doing, and it's such a lovely way to cook.